Welcome to VeggieFitKids.com. My name is Cazorla-Lancaster, and today I'm going to show you how to make an easy banana pumpkin granola. We love granola at my house, especially now that it's fall. It's delicious to put on top of cereal or non-dairy yogurt. However, store-bought granola usually is loaded with added oils and sugars. So I created a recipe that has no added oils and very low sugar, and it's very easy to make. So first we're going to start with 4 cups of rolled oats, and to that I'm going to add 2/3 cup of raw slivered almonds, 2/3 cup of raw pumpkin seeds, otherwise known as pepitas, 2/3 cup of raw almonds, and these are the kind that are broken down into small pieces, and 1/3 cup of whole golden flax seeds. So the flax seeds and the almonds are both really great sources of omega-3s if you're interested in making sure that you get that in your diet. And then finally, to the dry ingredients, I'm adding 1/3 cup of raisins. These are golden raisins. Granola is really easy to mix and match whatever nuts and dried fruits you like. The only thing I would caution is just to make sure that whatever fruits that you use are unsweetened, so no added sugar. But there's a lot of different options. You can even use unsweetened shredded coconut as well. So mix your dry ingredients together. And then we're going to mix our wet ingredients, which is going to serve as the binders, which gives the granola that nice little clumping effect. So here we have 3 very ripe bananas. And these were actually bananas that I had frozen and thawed, and that works really well because then they're really mushy. And to that, I'm adding 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree. This is canned organic pumpkin. Alternatively, you could also use 1/2 cup of applesauce. That would also work. And now I'm going to add a little bit of sweetener, so just 1/4 cup of maple syrup, that's it. Because ripe bananas are actually quite sweet, so that adds a lot of sweetness to it without having to add any added sugars. And finally, to the wet ingredients, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And for your spices, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of salt. You could also try something like pumpkin spice or try other spices that you might like. So mix that all together. And then you will add your wet ingredients to your dry ingredients. After you've mashed up the banana and mixed it with the pumpkin puree and the other wet ingredients, then you're ready to mix it with your dry ingredients. So I just pour it in and mix it all together. You want to try to get as much surface area of the oats covered, but you also want to leave it so that there's little clumps, so that when it cooks, you have that nice crunchy clumpiness of granola that's really good. So you mix this all into your dry ingredients. So after you've mixed the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients, but you still have some nice clumps left, then you want to go ahead and spread it thinly on a cookie sheet. You don't want to make it too thick because then it'll take longer to cook. It'll cook inconsistently. So you might need to use 2 cookie sheets for this amount, but I like to spread it thinly. So you kind of spread it out on your cookie sheet. And at this point, you've also had your oven preheated to 330 degrees. So once you have your thin layer spread, you want to stick this in your oven at 330 degrees for 10 minutes. Then we're going to stir it up and bake it for another 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. So here we have the completed granola. So this has been cooked for 10 or 15 minutes, twice, stirred in between. You let it cool down completely, and now you have some nice, delicious, toasty granola. I wish you could smell how good this smells. So after it's done, then you can put it into an airtight container. I like to use leftover jars from other things. You can close it up. So you can use your granola on top of cereal, you can use it on top of non-dairy yogurt, you can also just eat it plain or put it with some fruit. Here we go on top of some non-dairy yogurt. nice and crunchy and delicious. This is still something that I would consider a food that you want to eat sparingly. It does have quite a bit of nuts in it. So even though it's not completely fat-free, it is lower in fat because you didn't add any oils, and it has very low added sugar. So I hope that you enjoyed this recipe and that you play around with it. Try to add different nuts, different dried fruits, and let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, email me at veggiedoctor@veggiefitkids.com, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.